Tuesday. I have a link in the private chat. I got to get to my
Right.
campaign.
Since you had already started to speak there, I figured,
Mhm.
oh, let's see. All right. So, oh yeah. Oh, I see. You wanted me to go fish it and then bring it in for you. That's
Yeah,
really weird.
please. Yes.
Well, you could have shared. I think you could have shared it in the regular chat. Um,
Now, why don't you do more work?
all right.
My screen, why is it black? Oh, there it is. Takes a while to warm up.
Yeah, you've been having some issues with your computing and StreamYard lately, haven't you?
Yeah, it makes me not want to buy into Streamer. More than likely, yeah. I got another backer. That's cool. Very cool. Very cool.
So there's a link to and
Yeah,
all right.
I
Well, let me do the intro for it. So hello everybody.
do.
I know we just kind of kind of just jumped right into it. Welcome to the Mikestand, where of course our weekly look. Here's we're on Sunday here, so our weekly look back through comics history. Where tonight we will be going over books that went on sale from Fiction House back in April 1940. But of course, before we do get into that, let me introduce my co-host for the evening, Apex Comic, Brett Cantrell, Apex from Apex Comics.
Hello.
Um, and I will hand it off to him so he can do some promos. I'm going to also put up a link to his campaign. So, so if you want to go for it there, Apex.
Yes, I shall. I'm going to share my screen. I shall do that. Hello, 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 hello. Yes, Fembat Volume 1 is live on Fun My Comic. I have the link in the chat. Just click on the link. Check it
Mhm.
out.
Yep, there's the link
You'll love it.
there. Um,
It's a great book. I'm proud of it. Spent 3 years off and on it. It. I've had some people say you got some good writing. I read some today on the Madness Network live draw stream this morning, hosted by Levi Skeen,
mhm.
and there is the campaign. Yeah, I have another backer. That's up to 24 backers, $1,086, 109% funded, 136 days ago before the end of the campaign. We are. Let me go ahead and see if I could play the trailer for you guys. I hope it works out fine. Oh, what the heck! I hate when I do it. Let me. Oh, I've signed in already. It keeps doing it. Let me refresh. Sorry, guys.
Hmm.
I had to play.
Have you
Let's
had your
play that on
computer for a while? Have you had your computer for a while?
since 2018.
Hmm.
Anyway,
So
here it is.
That's 6 years. It might be time for you to consider getting a new computer.
I'm not made of money, Mike. I wish I were. I get a new computer.
Yeah,
Ah,
I know the
all
feeling.
right. I
I
had
had
to
the
click
same
on.
issue a couple years ago, a few years ago. So um,
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, let me. Here it is. Watch on YouTube. Let me stop. Hold on. All right, here. All right, stop. Let me stop. Sorry. I'm going to share another screen because I could go to the YouTube screen. How's this up? Okay, let me share. Present again. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! All right, here we go. Here we go. Now let's go ahead. Yeah, there you go. Woo! Yeah, baby. Check it
All right.
out. Buy a copy of Finn Bat today or whenever we get paid. Love it. There you
And
go.
there
There's
and there again is the link for the campaign if you guys want to go check that out.
yeah.
All right. So, anything more you'd like to say, Apex?
I will be live streaming sometime in January with Genuine Comics, who is Dave Brink. He's the publisher of Perfect 10. I'll be on his channel sometime. I'm going to ask Billy Tucci if I could come on and now Scala to come on their channel to Pop XP and see what other channels will have me on as their guest so I can promote my book. That's it. Let's get to the nitty gritty.
All right. And just to give you a heads up, the next open date I have for the historical comic retrospect is January 26th. So
All right.
just a heads up for you to think about if you want to come back
Yeah.
on that trip. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get to the feature presentation, as it were, or presentations. So let me go ahead and minimize that a bit there. So we're going to start off, of course, with Jumbo Comics number 16. We're going to start off with Sheena and Weird Stories of Supernatural of Stuart Taylor in that one. And we'll go from there.
Sheena, Queen of the Jungle.
Yep.
But we have sensational offer. And you go, Sheena, Queen of the Jungle.
All right. So Sheena, Queen of the Jungle by W. Morgan Thomas. Did you want to try to do Sheena this time?
I will grow some boobs and become Sheena. There you go.
Okay.
Bob, look, Cuba, the buffalo is attacking that man. We've got to save him. You're the narrator, I guess.
Yeah. But before Sheena or Bob can aid the unconscious man, Namu, the black-maned lion, springs over a rock. Snarling ferociously, the king of the jungle leaps on the broad back of his vicious foe.
Quick, now is your chance to bring him here to safety.
Right. Rushing out on the wild battlefield, Bob picks up a stricken soldier. Just trying to get I just go down a little further so I can get an idea how it's running. Quickly he runs back to the shelter of the brush. Meanwhile, Kuba tosses his head and sends Namu crashing into a huge boulder. With an angry snort, Kuba turns and gallops off into the foliage. In a moment, a score of ravenous vultures flap clumsily to a landing on the rock. Further away, Bob forces a little water between the lips of the stricken stranger.
He's coming too. I'm Corporal.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead.
who are you, sir?
I'm Corporal Rodney Gates, sent to track down Mimba Sasa, the cruelest priestess in Africa, wanted by my government for the murder of a child. She is a most hideous sight, with her headdress of gall bladders and grass, and her body chalked with white.
Oh my goodness!
Yikes.
Oh my
Ew.
goodness!
Ew.
Not only is she
Ew.
a child murderer, but she has incredibly hideous fashion.
I mean,
A headdress of gallbladders and grass, and her
yeah,
body chalked with white. Oh God!
that's
I mean
Africa.
that look would probably give Medusa a run for her money in terms of the ugly contest.
Mm,
Right?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh my God! Gall
Okay.
Headdress of
Yeah.
gallbladders. Oh
Hmm.
boy. Hmm. Oh, I think because it looks like he's still speaking. So I think that's you.
She is continually surrounded by a herd of baboons. The natives fear her so that she only points at them and they perish, constantly making her vile potions, torturing and killing for pleasure. She must be stopped.
He's dead.
Oh, Mebasasa. I've heard of her. She's evil, Bob. We must clear the jungle of such as she.
Okay, let's go. Far to the south, little Chim continues his tireless search for his beloved mistress. Day after day, he wanders looking, looking, looking. Seeing the hungry scavengers clustered around the fallen beast, curious Chim waddles over to investigate. Suddenly, suddenly Namu rouses from his stupor and bellows a gigantic roar. Scampering behind a rock, Chim pops out his head as a lion vainly tries to rise. His legs weakened by hunger, and the battle, Namu sinks helplessly to the earth. Sadly, Chim looks on. Moved with compassion, Chim is determined to aid the lion. Hearing a cheetah's cry, he sees a fresh kill. As the cheetah eats his fill, vultures and monkey stand respectfully at a distance. But as soon as he leaves, Chim grabs a leg of the eland and jumping to a tree, rushes back to Namu. Warily approaching the starving lion, Chim fights the instinct to turn and flee from his fearful enemy. Coming closer, Chim heaves the flank to the lion. Growling loudly, Namu gulps down the meat. Good animal sounds there. Um, like magic, the food vanishes into the lion's cavernous
Cavernous.
maw. Pleasantly full, Namu falls asleep. Chim's eyes soon are heavy and he dozes off. A few miles away, Bob brings down a large Congony
Yeah.
with two well placed shots.
Good. Now we shall eat.
Uh-oh, looks as if someone else had their eyes on this buck. Look at the arrow.
It is the shaft of the Wonder Robo. Here he comes. Congoni mine. Oh, you gotta take it easy.
Yeah, I know. Take it easy, pal. There's plenty for both of us. Where are you from?
Makbawa, Tinga to the west.
Makbawa, Membasasa's territory.
Mibasasa evil. She and Bomatinga. Many journeys away. You no go. Shiva bad.
Eating their fill, Bob and Sheena start for Boma Tinga and Membasasa. Look, Sheena, Mount Meakin and Karisimbi. Membasasa is somewhere beyond them. Day after day, the couple pushes on towards the goal. You know how they use the term couple there.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Chim awakens to see Numa gazing at him. Before he can escape, the lion stands over him, huge jaws agape. Positive his hour of death has arrived. The quaking monkey waits for the jaws to snap. But instead, look at his face. Look at his face in the next panel. Could it be that maybe the lion is showing gratitude for Chim's help in finding him something to eat?
That's the least he could do.
Happy with his newly found friend, Chim resumes his search for Sheena. Mile on mile they walk, crossing the endless velds, passing the whitened bones of the slain Kongani. 4 miles away, Sheena and Bob arrive in Bomatinga. There it is.
Look, someone is coming to meet us. Is the child Sultani Madura? He is only 13.
The old man must be his consultant.
Sultani Madura bids me to welcome you.
Thank you. This is Sheena. I am Bob Reynolds. I'll be Sultani.
Okay, good. All right.
My people and I are honored. You must stay until Membasasa returns. I know she is anxious to meet the great jungle queen. We would like to see her at once. Could you see? I see you like the rifle. It is a fine gun.
Yes, it is our present to you. If only we could find Membasasa now.
She is there. See. But I beg you not to go. Membasasa is making medicine, and she will kill you. You must wait for her here. Disregarding Modera's warning, they start for the hills at dusk. I
Look,
believe
Bob,
that's. Uh,
baboons. Remember Sasa's camp must be near. There she is. Can see her outlined in the moonlight.
Crawling through the long elephant grass, Sheena and Bob come near her camp.
I'll do the. I'll do that weird woman.
Okay.
Magua.
Oh, she's going to kill that baby. Oh,
Oh, that's
oops.
me.
Sorry. Go for it.
Oh, she's gonna kill that baby. Oh, Bob.
Hearing Sheena's exclamation, Membasasa pauses.
Get them. Bring them to me.
Biting and clawing, the horde of baboons jump at the two onlookers. Their countless numbers literally crush Sheena and Bob to the ground, dazed and bleeding.
White people. I can make powerful medicines of them. Take them to the fire.
And just like how horrific she is,
Yeah.
damn! Excuse my French.
Now to tie down the girl and then first the man he the man he.
At the foot of the mountain, faithful Chim and the kingly lion rest their weary legs. Hopelessly, Chim sniffs the air. Suddenly, the piercing shriek of an angry baboon echoes through the night. I kill! Oh.
Go ahead.
I kill! I kill! He shrieks. Chim jumps up. In a single bound, the leaps astride the lion's back, and the two race for the source of the scream. Just as Sasa is about to swing the huge sacrificial knife, Namu and Chim break through the trees. Wild screams mingled with vicious growls ring out suddenly. Suddenly all is quiet for Membasasa's last gasp of breath. Oh, actually, maybe this one I should have gone with it.
Yeah.
With a scream of terror, Sasa drops the blade and runs for her life. Wild screams mingled with vicious growls ring out. Suddenly, all is quiet, but Membasasa's last gasp of breath. 1, 2, 3 long bounds, and Namu leaps on the cruel witch doctor. Let's see. Rushing to his beloved friends, Chim looses their bonds. Reviving quickly, Bob is horrified to see Chim run to the lion. Chim, come back! Well, I guess that's one of Chim's pals.
He seems friendly enough. Now,
Good.
now, go. Now the problem is, what are we going to do with this big fellow?
Oh, that was I thought for a moment that was Bob.
Scoo. Good baby.
I thought it said good.
No.
At that moment, Sultani Madeira appears on the scene. Oh, where is Membasasa?
Namu killed her. Do not shoot him. He won't hurt you. What should I do with this child? Glop.
I will take him to his mother. She will be very happy. Membasasa is dead. I am glad. She was very bad.
Our work is finished, so we shall return home. Goodbye.
I am sorry to see you leave. Goodbye and thank you. Wary at first of the huge lion, Sheena and Bob soon grow used to him and travel happily together. So it looks like they picked up another another
Companion there.
yeah. While the growling Namu's tremendous roar is finally answered, a fine lioness steps from the foliage. So that was it, eh? Sheena, meet Mrs. Namu.
My, we're going to be a pretty large family. Yeah.
With loud squeals and roars, two cubs tumble out of the bushes to stare at Shem.
Well, well, isn't this a pleasant family picture? I wonder what the future has in store for us.
This is quite an interesting family, to say the least.
Yeah.
Well, we'll know soon enough. In the wilds of darkest Africa, among jungle bird and beast, new adventure befalls the Jungle Queen in the next issue. Jungle Comics goes on sale the first of every month. All right,
Da, da,
so
da.
before okay, go ahead.
Da, da, da. Go ahead.
All right, so of course, before we move on to the next story, weird story, the supernatural with Stuart Taylor. Overall impressions of the story.
Delightful.
Delightful. Um,
Delightful. Yeah,
yeah,
you have two little story premises that wind up into one big story.
and a good 10-page read there too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Very active. Good artwork. It's a winner.
All right, ready to move on? Ready to move on then?
Do it.
All right, so let's go down to Stuart Taylor and the Weird Stories of the Supernatural as we pass over Peter Pup, Hawk of the Seas. Hmm.
I can read the narrations this time.
All right. I think there's lightning.
Oh, lightning. Cool.
Since I didn't start reading him before, that's why I just chose not to. Now I didn't read his first story. I don't believe.
What book issue is this? I forget.
This is number 16. This is Jumbo Comics number 16.
Nice.
There's
Bobby.
Bobby.
Pee Wee.
There's the tech story that was all
Stuart
right.
Taylor. Stuart Taylor and Weird Stories of the Supernatural by Kurt Davis. In their time space ship, Dr. Hayward, Stuart Taylor, and Laura, accompanied by Zingala, have shot out beyond the known solar system into the unknown. They are passing a strange planet.
Look, houses suspended in midair. Notice the small planets surrounding the large one. Uh, um, on them are power plants controlling the gravitational pull of the mother planet.
So, gravity is controlled on this planet. No wonder things are suspended in space.
Uh, race the motors and force the ship to land.
But just as they leave the ship, they find themselves stopped.
Welcome. You want to do the guy in green?
Yeah,
I did the guy in red
yeah,
too.
yeah. You're not prisoners, but guests. I am King Mulat. Make yourselves comfortable. We know that you're explorers. They dine with King Mulat. After the meal, The king startles his guests. My kingdom is in danger of being destroyed. I need your help.
Hmm. But Your Highness, what threatens the safety of your kingdom?
Everything seems so peaceful. If you will come
Kind of
with
hard to tell who's
uh,
talking there with the way they
yeah,
drew that.
yeah. If you will come with me, I will show you something which you don't as yet know about this planet. They're taken to a very large communication room. If you'll step over to this televisor, please. A strange scene has flashed before them. If we wish to overthrow Malat, we must strike suddenly. Plans are complete. Await final orders.
Who and where are they?
They are the Malubians on this planet, which incidentally is called Maluba. Leaving Stuart, King Molot, and Dr. Hayward go to the one of the gravitational planets.
Quite a plant, King Moloch. Moloch.
Inside, we have the gravitation generators. Stuart, together with Zingala, takes off on a secret exploration flight. Finally, they hear the region of the Malubians.
I think it's near, not here.
Oh, finally,
I
they near the region of the Nubians, Malubians. But they are sighted!
hmm. The engines are dead. Get set for a quick landing.
Don't move!
Stand where you are.
Stuart and Zingala are brought into the communication room, from which the Supreme Malubian speaks to King Molat. But Stuart interrupts.
Actually, I think there was.
Oh, there's a. Okay. I warn you, Molat, surrender now or face complete destruction. But Stuart interrupts.
I think.
It's you.
Oh yeah. You face death either way. So fight.
We will, Stuart. On the screen, the king and Dr. Hayward see all the fury of the Malubians unleashed.
Just one moment, Moloch. Here is a preview of what you will have to contend with.
At Mullet's command, the batteries are manned and prepared for action. Dr. Hayward and I will leave on the expeditionary flight to the enemy stronghold. Follow my instructions implicitly. Soon the defenders spot the attackers.
Here come the devils. I don't think we were sighted, King Moloch.
Cautiously approaching the city, they overpower a guard.
Hmm. We'll have a better chance now with this guard's uniform. Oh wait a minute, let me see.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's fine.
it might be Stewart and Doctor
Oh,
Hayward. I thought it was
oh,
gonna be. I thought it was Doctor Hayward and King
hold on.
Moloch.
Yeah, I know.
Hmm.
They free Stuart and Zingala.
If we get to the control room in time, we can save your kingdom.
How?
There,
Their rocket ships are controlled by wireless. In the melee, Taylor rushes at the short circuit switch. Bzzz. In the resulting explosions, the Malubian ruler and many of his guards are killed. With their power cut off, the Malubian rockets are harmless. Back at Molat's palace after the defeat of the Malubians,
Although we would like to stay a while, King Molot, we have to return to Earth.
I'm sorry that you must leave. We would like to have you as permanent guests, or prisoners, if you want. King Mullet bids his friends farewell. Bye. Back home, the leisurely talk of their experiences. Stuart Taylor will appear in next issue. Jumbo Comics goes on sale the first of every month.
All right.
Ta-da!
All right. So as I get back up towards the top to get ready to move on to overall impressions of that story. That was a 7-pager, by the way.
Yeah, it's decent. It's all right. It's good.
The story itself was okay. My only real issue was the way they kind of drew it a bit.
Yeah, shadows. You can't tell which
too many
characters are
different
talking.
shots to where you couldn't really tell who was actually talking.
Nah, no, that's about it. Yeah.
That was a little bit tricky, especially when you're trying to like, do them in character and all that. You're not sure who you're taking sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so our next story, of course, we're going to head over to Jungle Comics number 6 to read through the Taboo, the Jungle Wizard story. As we get a scan back over the Sheena story right there.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people love to get a good look at Sheena, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's see.
Oh, yeah.
36 minutes, so we're making good time with up here. Let's see. Tonga. A little more faded, but still pretty good in terms of the scan there.
Mm-hmm. Ah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Da-da-da-da-da.
That Camille, Queen of the Lost Empire.
Queen of the Lost Empire.
Let's see. Fun. Oh wait, no, that's Roy Land.
Roy Lance. It's a nice looking brunette.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fantoma.
Antoma. Jumbo Comics.
Well, Jumbo Comics, what we just read. There's Simba, the King of the Beast. Captain Terry Thunder.
Nice. Who's this guy?
Taboo,
Taboo.
Wizard of the Jungle
Huh. Oh, cool.
by Robert Lewis. I'll do
Nice.
the narration for this one.
Sure.
I guess we can alternate narration. And then
Yeah.
throughout everything else.
Yeah. I'll be that black guy.
The savage Mbuti tribe performs the weird ceremony of crowning their new chief, a young white boy.
White boy, no belong here. It is evil omen to have white chief. Racist.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Racist.
Kind of a reverse racism there, huh?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Many moons ago, enemy warrior come to Chief's tent to kill Chief. Why? Oh,
White Bawana hear sound and find enemy with knife. Over chief. White Bawana kill warrior. Grateful chief. Say Bawana's son be chief when he die.
Suddenly, the jealous black is interrupted by a scream.
Woman cry.
Grabbing a spear, the savage races swiftly toward the jungle, the source of the outcry. In a clearing, he comes upon a leopard crouching over a woman's form. It's kind of, granted, I know that most of the time animals are thinking food when they're crouching over like that. But have you ever thought of the possibility that they might think of something else in that situation?
Like it's kind of like dry humper or something. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe.
The savage beast charges at the intruder. With all his strength, the savage sends his spear into the leopard's body.
Leopard kill woman. It is evil omen. It is good sign for me, Batao. I soon become chief.
Batao carries the body of the dead woman to the savage village.
It is Warusi, wife of Luga. Bad omen for white boy. Warriors, you see the curse that has fallen on us. If you make this white boy our chief, many more will die. Drive the white-skinned one away, and one of our own shall rule.
Batao is right. We must kill the white boy before his curse destroys us. We will offer him as sacrifice to the gods. The villainous Batao works the savages to a frenzy of hate. Amidst the noise and excitement, the boy makes a bold dash for the jungle.
Catch him!
Pursued by the natives, he trips on a low vine. Before he regains his footing, the savages are upon him with raised spears.
Eek.
High in a nearby tree, Taboo watches the scene below. With the magic known only to him, he transforms himself into an elephant. The lumbering beast moves swiftly forward. Screaming, the natives turn and flee the sight of the raging beast. With his trunk, he lifts the lad and turns toward the dark jungle.
Do not fear, lad. It is I, Taboo, that aids you.
Regaining their courage, the natives pursue the elephant, trying vainly to spear him. They're trying, from behind. So I guess they figure, well, we got to get something with that big target, right?
Oh,
big
yeah.
Nearing a cliff, Taboo changes himself into a gigantic bird, and with the lad clinging to his foot, flies to safety. Meanwhile, Batao, as chief, starts a reign of cruelty. The people are enslaved and cruelly treated. In the village, small groups fearfully plot to kill the tyrant chief. but they are soon seized and killed.
Oh.
Taboo is aroused by the misery of the people.
The new chief is cruel. The old chief was a kind man, and the people were happy before he died. He made you chief. You are the rightful chief.
Throughout the night, huts are burned as as the despotic Batal continues his reign of terror. Batal plans to make a frightening example of the rebels.
I show who is chief. Bring Lula, Mabono, and Wiluri.
The three men are dragged before Batal by tribesmen who live in fear of their own lives. You are devil, Batal. White boy will come back. You will die.
Ah,
They are cruelly tied to heavy stakes and dragged to a cliff. A fire is lit, and hungry flames leap up. Hungry flames.
hungry.
Okay, that's.
Hungry for
I,
flesh.
I guess that does kind of make sense because
Mm,
flames do tend to consume wood
mhm.
like people consume or like people consume food, right?
Right. Right. Right.
Uh, Taboo watches the horrible murders.
You won't get away with that, Batao.
With his powerful wizardry, he transforms himself. He becomes a raging waterfall, pouring over the fire and quenching it.
Great White God is big magic, but Batao will not be caught.
When Taboo appears, Batal has vanished.
Search the jungle for him.
Tabao, or Tabu, Tabu joins the search for the vicious tyrant. Following the trail of Batal, Tabu leaves the others far behind. Rounding a cliff, he finds himself in the path of a herd of wild buffalo.
There's only one way to get around this vicious herd,
Leaping nimbly over the backs of the animals, he continues ahead.
and that's to go over them. Phew. Batao can't last long in this jungle.
After hours of swift travel, Tabu stops before an ancient temple. Entering, he is faced by Patal and his henchmen.
Batao, you must return and face the wrath of your subjects. Kill that wizard! Kill him!
Tabu throws the attacking warrior backward, knocking others over.
Phew.
But cowardly Chief Batal slips away and proceeds through the jungle. While the lad sits perched on an overhanging limb, he wonders what his fate will be. I'm lucky to have the great Taboo helping me. As Batal approaches a clearing, he sights the boy in the tree.
The white boy. Now I get my revenge.
Yeah, this is not a good look for Africans, is it?
Isn't that great? Oh, this
Yeah,
lovely
we got the
racism and
witch
this.
doctor who's killing children. We got
Yeah.
this corrupt tyrant chief wanting to kill a child. Yeah, real good look for Africans here.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Moving silently to an adjourning tree, he climbs quickly into the upper branches and leaps onto the bough that the boy is sitting on.
Ah, now you shall die. If Batal cannot be chief, neither will you. Do not be afraid, my little one. It shall be swift.
Help! Help! Taboo, come quick! Having subdued the natives, Taboo follows Batal's trail when suddenly,
That's the lad's voice. He must be in trouble.
leaping into a tree, Taboo runs nimbly along the narrow limb and drops on the tree below. With a few magic words, Batal is transformed into a rock. Look at that. Now he's carrying him on his shoulder there.
Now, lad, we'll go back to the village and present you.
In the village, Taboo changes the rock back to Batal. The natives scream vengeance upon Batal. Pig! Now you shall pay for your cruelty.
Death by fire!
Let me tear him to pieces with my own with my hands. Through the night, the villagers dance as the body of Batal is burned to death. Oh, what a gruesome way!
Barbecue. Batal. Yeah.
Of course, that was his intent for some of his own people too. So
Yeah.
I guess it's justice there, right?
Right. Farewell, lad. Rule kindly, and you'll rule long.
As he enters the jungle, the majestic figure of Taboo turns and waves goodbye. More feats of magic in the further adventures of Taboo, the amazing wizard of the jungle, in the next issue of Jungle Comics. All right, so overall impressions.
This could be a fun little serial, like a little movie serial, like before the features, like back in the 40s. This would be a perfect one. You can change to animals.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. Well, it's kind of funny because I think there were a number of comics that were actually made into movie serials. Of course,
Yeah.
notably Batman, Superman, and even Captain Marvel at the time.
Captain
The original
Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Anyways, I do need to I need to step away from the computer for a moment. So if you want to talk to the chat for a moment, just
Sure.
a friendly reminder to everybody: if you haven't already, you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream. See if we can get some more friendly people to engage. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything grabs your attention, if anything has ever grabbed your attention, always feel free to comment and or ask questions, and we will try to answer the questions to the best of our ability. That being said, I'm going to hand it off to Apex for a moment. I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm. Give me a moment. Hello, indeed. That reaches about like 3 features so far. Yep. And I believe we have one more to go, and some things that happened on today's date of December 29th. Indeed, a good show. So, if you would check out Fembat Volume 1 on Fun My Comic. Indeed. We gotta share something. Can I share? Yeah, please like, subscribe, ring bell for notifications. Be Rex Hex and Apex Show will return on January the 11th, 11 a.m. on Quantum Age Comics channel. Yes, 11 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Pacific, or 12 noon Eastern. January the 11th, we should have Roland Mand, formerly a editor-in-chief and publisher. I believe he was the publisher of Malibu Comics, along with one of his cohorts. It could be Dave Olbrich. I'm not sure who else he might bring along, or it might just be the lonely Roland Man. Who knows? So check out Rex Hex and Apex on Quantum Age Comics, January the 11th at 11 a.m. Central Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, or 9 a.m. Pacific. Thank you very much. Ah,
All right. So thank you for filling in there.
right.
By the way, notice anything different?
Yeah, you have your background, nice little comic
Well,
covers.
that's one.
Cool.
Well, that's been different, because Rick's been doing the.
You changed your logo.
Well, no, that's been my logo for a while. RJ initially gave me that logo.
Oh, well, tell me what's new. Oh,
Well,
you
look at me.
you shaved.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
I did it last night. Just got tired of having the overgrowth out there.
Doing all this, doing this, and all this.
Mhm. Yeah,
Nice.
anyway, so okay, so now with that being said, of course, now that I stepped away to do what I had to take care of there. So now let's get back to some readings here. Well, next hit up Flip Baker and Planet Comics as soon as I get to that.
Planet Comics.
Yeah, so.
A planet full of comics, 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 planet comics, comics, comics. All around the world, there's comics. Planet Comics.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because in this particular case, Fiction House here, of course, they had Jumbo Comics, which is more of a hodgepodge anthology, and then
Right.
you get these other ones that they came out with, like Fight Comics,
Yeah.
Jungle Comics, and Planet Comics, and for the most part, those books were more like Jungle Comics was more or less mostly jungle story. You'd maybe had a couple other kind of different features in there, but for the
Right.
most part, it was just all jungle features. Planet Comics, all sci-fi features, and Fight Comics, you had a kind of a boxing motif.
Yeah.
Like characters like K.O. Kirby and Slug Meg Slam, and even the true stories of real life boxers from the day as well. So.
Yeah. I've noticed there's not a title. I could be wrong. I don't see a title named Death Comics. Is there ever a title named Death Comics?
A title called Death Comics?
Yeah.
DEATH?
Yeah. Death Comics #1. No? I think there was.
I've never seen such a comic.
I will create it. That's it. It's mine. I don't know. Looking for Planet Comics, Planet Comics. Where is it? Planet Comics. Here it is. Right.
Well, the funny thing is, so they in the parentheses here put this as 1944, but this comic came out more like 1939, 40. So
right.
Somebody goofed there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Planet Comics.
I'll get down to the Flint and Baker story, and I believe that one will be a 7-pager.
Gail Allen. Some nice artwork.
Mm-hmm. Flint Baker. Here it is. Before we get started, I just want to check something here real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just barely coming up on an hour.
Yeah,
We've been reading these pretty quickly then.
let's do it. I'll be the narrator.
All right.
Flip Baker by Stargazer.
Stargazer. Get it?
Stargazer. Gazer.
No, more like Stargazer, I believe.
Stargazer. Gazer. I don't know. Flip Baker and what the hell? Mini Rocket. Is that what it says? Mimi
Yeah.
Rocket. Oh, and me. Oh, Flip Baker and Mimi rocket to the unexplored planet Mercury. They cruise in the atmosphere.
Mimi. I don't see a sign of life.
The Earthmen bring their ship to a landing on a broad plan.
Hmm. I don't see a living soul.
Flint, look this way. The newcomers come upon the skins of a fierce. I'm sorry, comes upon the signs of a fierce and sanguine struggle. Something horrible has happened here.
I hear a groan.
Uh,
Up there, an
oh,
old man.
Earthman, help me! Flint and Mimi run up the wrong incline to the H Mercury.
I think it's pronounced Mercurian. Mercurin. Okay. Um, tell me tell me what has happened here. Where are your people?
The savage hordes of the eastern hemisphere of this planet have destroyed our West Mercurian civilization. I'm the only one left. Before I go, I want to give you this electronic converter. It changes the atomic arrangement of anything it is shot at. By different pressures, it can produce uh, various desired effects. Full force, it creates life. Use it sparingly. It is
He's dead.
a savage spies. Oh, a savage spies Flint. In an instant, a horde is after him, intent on the kill.
Where do you get that? Because
Oh, never mind. Sorry, I read too much ahead.
you went down one more than
I
I ever.
did. Ah, so Flint hears a hoarse bellow from the streets below. He goes to a window. Howling, screaming pack of savage Mercurians race through the deserted streets, looting and pillaging.
Now
Savage spies Flint. In an instant, a horde is after him, intent on the kill. Flint reaches the top of the building, swings up through an open trapdoor. Flint turns to help Mimi through the opening. But Flint is too late. Mimi is caught. Arrgh. She is thrown back to the onrushing hordes. Arrgh. Flint sprays his ray over the Mercurians.
too many of them. I'll have to use this converter.
Flint trains the converter on Mimi. Mimi turns to glittering, gleaming metal. The barbarians gape in amazement. With great reverence, the savages carry away the golden statue. Flint follows cautiously. The procession enters a great valley. The metal mage is placed on a boulder. The knaves dance wildly around it, as to a pagan god. Flint
Now
watches.
imagine that for a moment though. You know, in order to rescue you, he's got to turn you into a gold statue.
Yeah, it'll break.
Man,
Flint watches intently, helpless to interfere. Suddenly he is spied.
Perfect 10 strike.
Ugh. The superior numbers finally overwhelm Flint. Flint is tied to the metal figure of Mimi. Two walls of fire are started. They close in, advancing steadily on the Earth people.
Now if I can just get this converter out. What's he going to do now, I wonder?
Flint wrenches the converter free. He fires. Flint trains the converter on the flames. They turn to torrents of water, engulfing the savage hordes. Ah!
Untied at last, now to get out of the valley.
Flint carries Mimi through the gulping, struggling savages. Oh,
I guess he figured that'd be easier and quicker than just converting her back to human.
yeah, 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 right.
I kind of wonder what was going on with these writers.
He's carrying a trophy. His trophy wife. There you go.
Now to get Mimi back to life, the converter is gone.
Flint plunges back into the hordes of barbarians. A savage hold the vital instrument in a grimy paw.
You might get hurt playing with this thing. You'll get a kick out of this.
Flint aims the converter at Mimi. Fires at full strength. Mimi is shocked back to life. What? Flint's in danger. I must help him. I hope I can get the ship into the air alone. Mimi dives low over the barbarians, firing the ship's powerful ray. Mimi brings the ship to a landing in the valley.
Out of the way, boys. I've got some place to go.
But Flint cannot get to the rocket ship. The barbarians surrounded it. Flint whips out the converter. It changes the savages into pillars of salt. The water laps at the salt figures. They dissolve.
That must be well, since they got converted, I wonder if when they got converted, their soul already left their body, knowing they were about to die.
They've been baptized. They've been converted. They're baptized into salt. Dissolved. Flint gets to the ship. With a roar, he takes off.
There are a few charges left. I have an idea.
What are you doing, Flint?
See those flowers, Mimi?
Flint converts the flowers into well-formed young people. Flint leads the new people to the cities, teaches them to use the complex machinery. Soon, Mercury bustles with activity.
We'll stay for a while, Mimi. I want to learn the secret of this converter.
Explore with Flint Baker in the next issue.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because he was given the converter by that old king. So
that's his weapon now.
Yeah, but yeah. All right. Well, with that being done and said, overall impressions.
That's a good, decent story.
And what of the art?
Oh, art's pretty nice. There's a lot of converting going on in this issue.
Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see, hour and 9. So yeah, we've been breezing through these stories pretty quickly here. We're down to our last story after this, which will be like a 6-pager. Chip
Yeah.
Collins and Fight Comics.
Fight Comics. Fight. Fight. Planet Comics.
Yeah, and look at what they did. It looked like they took a bite out of the comic.
I'm hungry. I want to eat my comic book. It won't
That
hurt me.
it kind of reminds me of a Super Friends. The 1976 the all new Super Friends hour, right?
Oh yeah.
And they'd have some of those little intestines like with like health, safety, and magic and all that.
Right.
I remember, and I think in one of the health or safety segments, one woman talked about when kids just get into the habit of just nibbling on whatever they have in their hand, including like pencils and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and they talked about how dangerous that could be, as they could actually poison themselves or what have you.
Yeah. Good. Don't eat your comic books, kids. It's not good for you.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Hmm.
What's this guy?
Spy fighter. Look like a future.
It's
I
very
mean,
plain.
look at him though. Doesn't he remind you of another character that came out? Maybe a while after this.
Adam Strange. A little bit.
I was actually thinking more Bullet Man myself.
Yeah. A little bit.
I guess Adam Strange could work too. So
Bullet man, a human bullet.
Horror of the Jungle. Yeah, jungle features were really popular back here, along with
Yeah.
aviation features.
So you got the jungle fever.
Yeah.
Chip Collins.
By
Ted.
Ted Torrance.
Mm.
Okay, my turn to do the narration.
Yeah.
Chip faces death at the hands of the fiercest tribe on Earth, the Walrus's men.
The Walrus Man.
Stumbling through a fierce blizzard, lone figure staggers out. A lone figure staggers out of the north. Professor Lawson, in the warmth of a cabin, gazes out at the storm. Suddenly, suddenly discerns the figure.
Ah, good. Looks like one of the guides from the mountain regions.
With his last bit of ebbing strength, he stumbles to the cabin and into the arms of the professor.
Ooh.
The guide tells a story of suffering and death in the frozen wasteland. Doctor, Dr. Albert, he captured by walrus men. The rest die. Alone come back to civilization. Entrusted by and enthused by the mentioning of the walrus men, Professor Lawson questions the dying man.
These men, what do they look like?
They like beast, 7 feet tall, got tusk, like walrus. Torture horrible. Determined to find the explorer, Professor Lawson sends a wireless message to um, Manchukuo, contacting his fellow adventurer Chip Collins. Larson needs me, or wait, oh Larson, yeah, Larson needs me. Okay,
Yeah.
is
It's
the plane
plain.
ready?
Yep. You're taking a big chance, Chip, going up north this time of year.
Despite warnings of treacherous weather, Chip takes off. He, he speeds through mountain passes and finally reaches Larson's outpost. Hello, Larson. What's up?
Hello, Chip. We've got to find Albert. He's been captured by the Walrus Men,
Who are they?
an ancient race of primitive bestial men living in the hills of Upper Tibet.
I think it's actually pronounced bestial.
Bestial, that's fine. For 20 years, I've searched for these men. At last, I have a clue.
Soon the preparations are begun for the trip.
We don't know what dangers are in store for us.
That's fine as long as we don't know. We won't worry. Okay, that's an interesting way of looking at it.
Yeah, just be instantly brave.
I mean, what's the old saying that just remind me of?
What you don't
Ignorance.
know won't kill you.
Well, that's one, but ignorance is.
Bliss.
Mhm. The plane is loaded with droves
Provisions.
of provisions and refueled. The flight to the mysterious regions of unexplored Tibet begins. The fog's as thick as. Hold on. Chip banks quickly to avoid crashing into a cliff. Suddenly, a roaring avalanche of snow sweeps um, sweeps down, trapping them in a narrow defile. Crushed, Chip's plane lies helpless in the snow. Building a fire, Chip, Larson, and their Mongolian guide prepare for the night.
We must be near the Walrus Men's country.
Too near for comfort. Um, I think. Listen. Oh, sorry.
Watching a trio.
Yeah, watching the trio. A huge 7-foot man creeps closer. Suddenly, a wall of arrows flies
Hail,
at them.
hail of
A hail of
arrows.
arrows flies at them from behind, killing the guide and wounding Professor Larson.
Yeah.
Even easy, Larson. It's only a flesh wound. Um, but you don't want to lose too much blood.
Ugh.
A fierce growl introduces
Grr.
them to the gigantic, hideously tusked walrus men who advance toward um, them, glowering through cruel eyes.
Grr.
Nice little playmates, Larson.
The Walrus Men, after 20 years.
They don't seem so happy to see us. Chip meets the huge man with a swift blow, but in a short time, the 7-footers capture the aviator and his professor friend. The men and plane are loaded on a
Enormous.
enormous sled that speeds down the snow slides. Okay, a team of walrus men pull the great sled um, up a steep hill. They enter the crude village of the strange walrus men. Chip and Larson are led roughly into a huge empty building. Taller, taller and fiercer than any of the others, the great walrus ruler sits upon a huge wooden throne.
Oh, little white man, come again and Big Bird. Throw them in the black room.
Forced by the cruel whips, they are led through underground passages and thrown into a dark prison where a man lies groaning.
Ugh. Now, what do we do?
Larson,
Albert, my poor man, you're ill.
you must get out of here. Look, third stone in Wallus. Huh? With a last agonizing sigh, Albert dies in Larson's arm.
He's been horribly tortured.
Chip wastes no time following Albert's directions. They find a passage to freedom. Tight squeeze, Larson. Hurrying through a long tunnel, Chip and Larson at last see the light of day.
Look, the sled. Come on.
Ripping the motor from their wrecked plane, they carry it to the walrusman's sled. It's our only chance. I hope it works. Quickly, Chip ties the motor to the great sled. But savage eyes are watching, and the alarm is sounded.
Hurry, it works. Hooray, it works.
We're on our way.
Look out below.
The fools, the walrus men scatter before the speeding sled. Down the steep hill, they fly faster than the wind. The maddened walrus men in hot pursuit. But the sled is soon out of sight, leaving the bewildered giants to bemoan their loss. After hours of travel, they reach a civilized town and are given food and shelter. Chip wires to his squad to pick him up, and soon he is winging back home. More mystery in the airways of the Orient awaits Chip in the next issue. Alrighty then. So there we go. Overall impressions. Apex?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's good. Good story.
You fall asleep on me, my friend?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm tired.
Well, yeah, we're probably even though we're coming up on an hour and a half here,
Yeah.
so we might wrap up a little. We might wrap up a little short.
Let's do it.
But okay. So, and I just asked you overall impressions. Do you want to add to what you just said, or?
It's a good story. It's your basic science fiction story. Nothing very memorable. Art was good.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's fine.
Right. So now that of course we got through the five stories we're gonna get through.
Yep.
And if you of course you can stick around after the show for just a couple minutes for some post show stuff real quick.
Right.
I'd be appreciated. Well, I guess we'll wrap up a little quickly here. So of the five features we went over tonight, which one would you say is the one you liked the most?
Sheena.
And your reasons why? I'm sorry, usually.
Well, I like the animals there. The little animal mischief going on, and the monkey helping the lion back to health. And in the meantime, they're toward the end of the story, they end up saving Sheena and Bob from the evil priestess. And it's good.
Yeah, and the fact that a cute little aspect about it too is that in the process of the story they grow into more of a family, adding a whole lion family to their ranks. So that was kind of cute.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, talk about one you like the most. Of the remaining four, which one would you say you like the least and why?
The last one, I don't know, it just seemed a little boring for some reason. I have no idea why. But yeah, it's okay.
You think that maybe that's because you were still pretty lively up until that last story. You think that maybe that last story you were so bored with it that's what put you to sleep?
No, I think the sandwich I ate kind of helped relax me too much. There you go.
I'm gonna probably be going out for dinner myself after this. So. All right. Well. So I guess we'll move on to, of course, the last segment of this show before we consider heading out. So today, of course, is Sunday, December 29th, 2024. So looking back at the last weekend of 2024, we're going to look back at this weekend in each history. So let me remind myself of a few things here. All right. So with all that being said, all right. So first off, heading back 90 years ago yesterday. 90 years ago yesterday, Terry Tone's The Dog Show and Fleischer Studios' Popeye cartoon We Aim to Please were both released 90 years ago yesterday, back in 1934. So 90 years ago yesterday, Terry Toon's The Dog Show and the Fleischer Popeye cartoon We Aim to Please. Now, of course, that was still at the time when William Costello was still doing Popeye and William Pennell was doing Bluto before Jack Mercer and Jackson Beck respectively took over the roles, and Olive Oil was being done at that point by Mae Quetzel.
Oh yeah, man. Cool.
So we go with that.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on to the next piece of each history, then. On this date, on yesterday's date in 1993, which was of course 31 years ago yesterday, the fifth and final issue of Daredevil: The Man Without Fear went on sale on newsstands for Marvel. It sold for $2.95 with 32 pages. The chapter 5, The Man Without Fear story, written by Frank Miller, penciled by John Romita Jr., inked by Al Williamson.
That's a great miniseries.
lettered by Joseph Rosen, and then colored by Christy Shield. Sounds like it sounds like you're livening back up a little bit there, my friend.
Yeah, that's a good. I like that miniseries. I have all 5.
Oh, you have all 5? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just think, 31 years ago yesterday was when it went on sale.
I think I have a couple of them signed by John Romita Jr.
Hmm.
I may have to look it up.
Yeah. All right. So now can Ray move on to the 29th here? We have a couple from the 29th.
Right.
On this date 10 years ago. WWE held its Monday Night Raw event from the Verizon Center in Washington, D.C. The night saw the main event saw the Ascension, Victor and Connor, defeat Miz and Damian Mizdow. Roman Reigns defeated Seth Rollins by disqualification. Let's see. The Usos defeated the Miz. The Usos defeated the Miz and Mizdow to win the WWE Tag Team Championships.
Wow.
And then the match opened up with Dolph Ziggler defeating Rusev by disqualification.
All right.
So that all happened 10 years ago today, among other things.
Yeah.
And 5 years ago today, on this date, poop. I said poo, not poop. On this date, 5 years ago today, let's see, Whip Studios, the final episode of Whip Studios' first season of Vinland Saga aired on this date. So on this date, the first season of Vinland Saga from Whip Studios completed its run on this date 5 years ago today. 5 years ago today, the first season of Vinland Saga completed its season on this date 5 years ago. So with that, I do thank everybody for being here. Now, before we do close everything out, of course, Apex, would you like to do any final promotions before we wrap up?
Back Fembat Volume 1 on Fun My Comic. Do it today. Don't be gay.
Right. And hopefully I can get you to and a few others to come on Tuesday for the for the New Year. So okay, last bit of promotion here on my end before we head out.
Yeah.
All right, so I hope everybody enjoyed the show today. Hope that you guys got some entertainment and some interesting information out of the comics we read today. Let's see. I'll be back tomorrow with our regular newscast, and on Tuesday, I'll be inviting Apex, among others, panel show to kind of wrap up the year, do our own little New Year's Eve show to talk about what's happened in the past year. We bring a close to 2024, and we look ahead to 2025. Of course, as we've been talking recently about I even brought this up on your show last night. I'm sure everybody looking ahead with a chuckle to Harley Quinn Fortacular, simple but deadly.
Boy, we're all over that.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, but with that, I do thank everybody for being here, and I hope to see everybody back here tomorrow.